Welcome to class, student. Today, we'll be looking at a very important topic titled International Relations Theory. International Relations Theory. The study of international relations relies on theoretical frameworks that help explain how states interact, why conflicts arise, and how cooperation emerges in a global system. Three dominant paradigms have shaped scholarly understanding and policy making in international affairs. We have the realism, the liberalism, and the constructivism. Each offers distinct perspective on state behavior, the nature of the international system, and the possibility of peace and cooperation. These theoretical approaches serve as analytical lenses through which scholars and practitioners interpret global events, predict state behavior, and formulate foreign policy strategies. Rather than mutually exclusive explanation, they often complement each other in providing comprehensive understanding of complex international phenomena. We have the realist, that is the realist theory, that is foundational principles. Realism represent the oldest and the most influential tradition in international relations theory, tracing its intellectual origins to ancient Greek historian Thucydides and its analysis of the Peloponnesian War in the 5th century BC, that is before Common Era. This theoretical framework posits that international politics operate fundamentally differently from domestic policies due to the absence of supreme authority capable of enforcing rules and maintaining order among sovereign states. As a version of realist thought, we have the anarchic international system, state-centric analysis, unitary unitary rational actors, and security primacy. The assumption of realist thought, we have the anarchic international system. Realists argue that the international system exists in a state of anarchy, not chaos, but the absence of a higher authority above sovereign states. This structural condition creates an environment where states cannot rely on external enforcement of agreements or protection from threats, fundamentally shaping their behavior and strategic calculations. We have state-centric analysis. The sovereign state serve as a primary and most significant actor in international relations, while non-state actors exist and may influence events. Realists maintain that state possesses unique characteristics, theoretical control and military capabilities, and legal sovereignty that makes them the decisive players in global policies. Unitary rational actors. Realist theory treats state as a unified state entities capable of making rational calculations about the cost, benefits, and strategic options. Despite internal political complexity, states are assumed to speak with one voice in internal affairs and pursue coherent strategies based on national interests. Security primacy. Above all these considerations, states prioritize their survival and security in inherently dangerous international government environment. This security imperative derives or drive state behavior and explains why military power alliance formation and strategic positioning dominate international relations. Classical and structural realism. We have Hans Mogentos, classical realism. Hans Mogentos, classical realism. Writing in the aftermath of the World War II, Morgenthau developed a comprehensive realist theory of emphasizing the struggle for power as a central feature of international politics. He argued that states engage in constant competition for both military and economic advantages, leading to security dilemmas where defensive measures by one state appear threatening to others. We have Kenneth Wa's structural realism. Was revolutionized realist theory by focusing on the structure of international system rather than the inherent nature of states. His his neo-realist approach argues that the distribution of power capabilities among major powers, whether than unipower, polypower, or multipower, determines the likelihood of conflict and the patterns of state behavior. We have the liberal theory, theoretical foundation. The liberal international relations theory emerged from Enlightenment thinking about human nature, progress, and the possibility of rational cooperation, unlike realism emphasis on conflict and competition. Liberalism focuses on the potential for states to achieve mutual gains and through cooperation, institution institution building and peaceful interaction. For liberal assumption, we have the corporate potential, the institutional solution and interdependence in corporate potential. Liberals argue that states can transcend zero-sum competition through cooperative arrangements that benefit all participants rather than viewing international relations as fundamentally conflictual. Liberalism sees opportunity for positive sum outcomes where all parties gain from interaction. We also have institutional solution. International institutions can help states overcome collective action problems, reduce transaction cost of cooperation and provide mechanism for peaceful dispute resolution. This institution creates framework within which states can pursue their interests through negotiation rather than force. We have the interdependence effect. Growing economic, social and political connection between states and create intensive for peaceful relation. As states become more dependent on each other for trade, investment and other benefits, the cost of conflict increase while the benefit of cooperation. Constructivist constructivist theory, core principles and framework. Constructivism represents a distinctive approach to understanding international relations that diverges significantly from traditional theories by emphasizing the role of social construction in shaping global politics. Unlike more unified theoretical framework, constructivism encompasses a diverse range of perspectives united by their focus on how norms, identity and shared understanding influence state behavior and international interaction. Theoretical innovation. Constructivism emerged in the 1980s and 1990s as a third wave between the realist materialism and liberal rationalism. Rather than focusing primarily on material power or institutional arrangement, constructivism emphasizes how ideas, beliefs, identities and norms shape state behavior and international outcomes. Social construction and reality. Constructivism argued that the international system is not simply a material reality but is socially constructed through shared understanding, meanings and interpretation. What states they consider threatening, valuable or appropriate depends on social context rather than objective material condition alone. Ideational factors. Ideas, beliefs and norms play constitutive roles in shaping state interests and identities, not merely instrumental roles in pursuing predetermined objectives. How states understand themselves and their relationship with others influence what they want and how they behave. Agent structure interaction. Rather than viewing structure as determining agents' behavior or agent autonomous choosers, as in neoliberalism, constructivism emphasize the mutual constitution of agents and structures through ongoing social interaction. Identity and interest formation of constructivists. Constructivists argue that state identity and interests are not fixed or given but emerge through social interaction and shared understanding. States develop conception of themselves and their roles in the international system through relationship with others, historical experiences and cultural context. National identity. How states understand their national character, values and place in the world influences their foreign policy choices. Democratic identity may lead states to prefer cooperation with other democracies, while revolutionary identities may encourage opposition to existing international orders. Role conception. States adopt particular roles in international relations, such as the great power ally, the natural state, or regional hegemon, that carry expectation about appropriate behavior and policy choices. Constructivist application. Constructivist analysis helps explain phenomena that material theory struggle to address, such as the peaceful and end of the Cold War, the development of human rights norms and environmental protection regimes, and the stigmatization of certain weapons systems. It also illustrates how shared identities can facilitate cooperation and how conflicting identity can perpetuate conflict even when material interests might favor peace. Policy implication. Each theoretical tradition offers different policy prescription of managing international relations. Realists emphasize military strength, alliance formation and balance of power strategies. Liberals advocate institutional development, economic interdependence and multilateral cooperation. Constructivists highlight the importance of discourse, identity politics and norm interpretation in shaping international actor. The three major theoretical approaches in international relations, realism, liberalism and constructivism, provide essential analytical tools for understanding the complex dynamics of global politics. Each offers valuable insights into different aspects of international relations, from the enduring importance of power and its security to the possibility of cooperation and the role of ideas in shaping world politics. Thank you for listening.